The Ukrainian war for liberation and freedom against the occupying power of the Russian Federation has been going on for over 1,000 days. To replenish its military, Putin's government promises recruits ever-increasing rewards for the Russian invaders who are now voluntarily signing a contract and going to war. Ukraine has become a place where they can make good money. Such billboards have started to appear in Russia, where a soldier who goes to capture Ukrainian lands is immediately paid $20,000, has his debts written off for up to $100,000, and is paid a salary of $2,000 every month. For a Russian, this is good money, and they are ready to seize other people's land and kill other people for it. Ukraine, thanks to the weapons of Western countries and brave Ukrainian soldiers, is deterring and destroying Russian evil, defending its land. Today, I'm going to show you some really brutal fighting from the front line that was filmed by Ukrainian soldiers this week. I'm Hustler. Let's get started. A convoy of Russian armored vehicles was on its way to storm Ukrainian positions. One of the armored vehicles hit an anti-tank mine and exploded. The surviving attackers began to flee, but then they were attacked by Ukrainian grenade launchers and drone operators. The hit armored personnel carrier was also attacked by a kamikaze drone. The Russian occupiers who tried to escape were also hit. Some tried to hide near trees. Some occupants tried to shoot down the drone, but it did not help them. The assault was a failure. This is another offensive. The Russian occupiers on quad bikes wanted to break through to the forest plantation and take up combat positions. But that's not what happened. Ukrainian drones began to attack the occupiers. One of the quad bikes was destroyed. The other two turned around and started driving in the opposite direction, trying to escape, but Ukrainian artillery began to target them as well. The crew of the crashed quad bike look for shelter, but there is nothing in the empty field. The last quad bike suffered the fate of its predecessors. It was attacked by a drone. Maximilianivka village, Pokrovska direction. An important battle for a defensive position, this system of trenches, is underway. The Ukrainians are heading for the assault in a Bradley fighting vehicle. Smoke bombs are scattered in advance to cover the assault group's landing. The Russians start shooting at the Ukrainians. Bradley arrives on the scene and covers the Ukrainian infantry assault by firing at a nearby landing. Then an assault group comes out, and the fighters take up a position in a shelter. Then a mortar attack on Russian positions. Two Russian occupants climbed out to shoot at a Ukrainian dugout. After a failed attempt, they climbed back into the dugout. Ukrainian drone operators start dropping bombs on Russian positions. Then the Ukrainian infantryman decides to act tough. First, he throws a smoke grenade but misses the Russian dugout. He makes another attempt and hits it. The Russian dugout fills with smoke. The Ukrainian soldier stays nearby and controls the exit. But the Russians do not come out. So he walks around the dugout and throws 3 grenades through the firing hole. Two Ukrainian soldiers behind him cover his back. For control, the Ukrainian stormtroopers throw another smoke grenade. It starts to burn inside, but there is no movement. The enemy is destroyed. Here, a Russian T-90 tank was targeted by a Ukrainian kamikaze drone. Another tank, which was hidden among the trees, was also destroyed. Here, Russian soldiers in an armored personnel carrier were on their way to storm Ukrainian positions, but hit a mine. After calling the evacuation team, help arrived to pick them up. Seizing the moment, Ukrainian kamikaze drone operators delivered a precision strike. The target was successfully attacked. Here, Ukrainian soldiers are in pursuit of a Russian ammunition truck. Catching up with the target, the kamikaze drone makes a precise hit. Here, a Russian on a quad bike tries to escape from a Ukrainian drone. And this is a Russian tank with electronic warfare equipment on the roof, which hit a Ukrainian mine at night. It is the electronic warfare that prevents Ukrainian drone operators from destroying it on the move, but when it is stationary, it is not that difficult to destroy it. After the explosion, only metal remained of the Russian tank. Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance spots a Russian tank protected by a metal structure against drone strikes. A Ukrainian kamikaze drone strikes first. The metal structure is destroyed, but the tank continues to move. After another drone strike, the tank stops and starts to burn. The third strike completely destroys it. Here, a Ukrainian drone operator hunts the Russian occupier. An SA-15 Gauntlet anti-aircraft missile system was also discovered. One hit from a kamikaze drone was enough to completely destroy the vehicle. Destruction of a Russian KAMAZ truck. These trucks are used by Russians to transport personnel, ammunition, and weapons. The Ukrainian military spotted a Russian multiple launch rocket system in the steppe zone. A kamikaze drone flew there and destroyed the system. This abandoned infantry fighting vehicle was also targeted by Ukrainian drones. After a hit, the vehicle caught fire and burned to the ground. Another armored personnel carrier with lattice protection against drone attacks has appeared on the horizon. Ukrainian drone operators. A Ukrainian drone was able to immobilize a Russian armored personnel carrier. The Russian infantry then began to flee. Another kamikaze drone completely destroyed an armored personnel carrier, and then there was the pursuit of Russian infantrymen. Here, a Ukrainian drone chases a Russian occupier who is fleeing the battlefield on a motorcycle. And this is what the burned equipment of the Russian occupiers looks like after the attack of Ukrainian drones. That's all for today. Subscribe to the channel to keep up with the latest developments. This video was produced by Hustler. See you soon.